The case was. The case was is your space to explore real-world business events, decode disruptions, and uncover timeless management insights. Our mission: build critical thinking, scenario analysis, strategic perspective, and sound decision-making, the foundations of leadership excellence. Each video presents a case from current business reality, distilled into clear narratives and linked to proven management frameworks. Whether you're a student, teacher, manager, entrepreneur, or thought leader, the case was helps you analyze, reflect, and stay ahead with actionable insights. Here, business is not just studied, it's experienced, questioned, and reimagined. Join the Case Verse community, where every case holds a verse, and every verse shapes the future of business. The India Post Transformation Journey to a Digital Future. About the case. Courses for discussion. The case is suitable for use in the subjects of marketing management, change management, turnaround strategy. Target audience. The case has been designed for audience encompassing MBA students, management scholars, turnaround strategy enthusiasts, change management enthusiasts, entrepreneurs, business leaders, strategic thinkers, teachers, and researchers in business management. Overview. Case domain. This case encompasses the domains of strategy, change, theoretical lens framework applied. This case leverages Technology Acceptance Model (TAM) applied to India Post. McKinsey's 7S framework applied to India Post. The said frameworks can be used to analyze and interpret the scenario. Learning goals. By the end of the case discussion, the students should be able to understand the dynamics of digital transformation in a large, legacy public sector organization. Apply the Technology Acceptance Model (TAM) to analyze employee and customer acceptance of new technologies. Use the McKinsey 7S framework to explore the systemic alignment required for successful digital transformation. Evaluate the role of leadership, culture, and governance in driving change across a nationwide organization. Critically analyze the challenges of balancing social responsibility and competitive business positioning in public sector enterprises. For a free copy of teaching note for this case, mail at thecasewas1@gmail.com. The India Post Transformation Journey to a Digital Future. Introduction. For more than 165 years, India Post has been a symbol of trust and reach, connecting people across the length and breadth of the country. With over 155,000 post offices, it remains the largest postal network in the world. Yet, by the early 2010s, its relevance was being questioned. The rise of private logistics companies, rapid digitization of financial services, and the declining use of traditional mail posed existential threats. Customers increasingly sought speed, reliability, and integrated digital experiences that India Post's legacy systems could not offer. In 2023, the government announced a landmark initiative, a Rs 5,800 crore technology modernization project aimed at transforming India Post into a world-class logistics and digital services organization. The ambition was not just to update infrastructure, but to fundamentally reshape India Post's role in a rapidly evolving economy. The strategic imperative. India Post's transformation was not a matter of choice, but of survival. For decades, the institution enjoyed an unchallenged monopoly over communication and financial inclusion in rural India. However, the last 2 decades witnessed a sharp decline in its traditional revenue streams. Mail volume dropped by over 30% between 2007 and 2017 as mobile phones and instant messaging replaced letters. Private courier and logistics companies such as DTDC, Blue Dart, and Delivery captured lucrative segments like e-commerce delivery, same-day logistics, and B2B consignments. At the same time, India's e-commerce market was exploding, growing from just $39 billion in 2017 to over $75 billion in 2023, with projections to touch $150 billion by 2026. This boom placed unprecedented demand on last-mile delivery networks, where India Post held a natural advantage with its rural reach. However, without technological modernization, its delivery times, real-time tracking, and reliability lagged far behind competitors. Financial services presented another strategic pressure point. India Post Savings Bank had more than 370 million accounts, but most were passbook-based, limiting accessibility for younger, digital-first customers. The rise of fintechs and payment banks meant that unless India Post upgraded its systems, it risked losing relevance in financial inclusion, one of its core mandates since independence. Internationally, postal services in countries like Singapore, Japan, and the UK had already transformed themselves into digitally driven logistics and financial services giants. India Post risked being left behind, especially when India aspired to be a $5 trillion economy powered by digital commerce. Thus, the 5,800 crore rupees modernization plan became a strategic necessity, not just to catch up, but to leapfrog. The focus was twofold: reclaim competitive ground in e-commerce logistics and financial services, reinforce its mandate of universal service obligation by ensuring that even the remotest village could access reliable, technology-enabled postal and banking services. As the then Minister of Communications stated at the launch of the modernization project in 2023, the digital economy cannot succeed without digital inclusion. India Post is the only organization that can carry the benefits of e-commerce and digital finance to every doorstep in India. This transformation will ensure that no Indian is left behind. The organizational response. Rolling out technology across 155,000 locations was daunting. Many post offices operated in small towns and villages where connectivity was poor, staff were unfamiliar with digital platforms, and infrastructure was outdated. Yet the institution size was also its greatest strength. With over 4.5 lakh employees, including more than 1.9 lakh Gramin Dhak Sevaks working in the remotest areas, India Post already had the human network that private players could not match. The modernization plan was executed in phases. More than 100 parcel processing hubs equipped with automated sorting and scanning machines were established in major metros such as Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Kolkata. This cut parcel sorting time by up to 70% compared to manual processes. In parallel, 42,000 handheld devices were distributed to postal workers in rural areas to enable doorstep banking, digital payments, and real-time parcel tracking. By 2024, this number was expanded further under India Post Payments Bank (IPPB) initiatives, covering nearly every block in the country. Connectivity posed a major hurdle. Nearly 40% of rural post offices had unreliable internet. To bridge this, India Post partnered with Bharat Net to provide fiber connectivity to rural branches and also installed solar-powered systems and VSATs in difficult terrains such as the Northeast and Jammu and Kashmir. Training became a central element of the organizational response. India Post converted its postal training centers, PTCs, in Mysore, Vadodara, Darbhanga, and Madurai into digital learning hubs. Between 2022 and 2024, over 3 lakh employees underwent structured digital literacy programs, including modules on mobile banking, AI-enabled parcel management, and customer service excellence. Integration with India Post Payments Bank was another priority. By linking more than 370 million savings accounts to digital banking platforms, the organization enabled QR code payments, AEPS, Aadhaar-enabled payment system, and instant fund transfers. This made rural postmen not just delivery agents, but also financial intermediaries. A district-level postmaster from Madhya Pradesh reflected, "When I joined in the 1980s, we wrote ledgers by hand and maintained stamps in wooden boxes. Today, my staff uses handheld devices that scan barcodes and update parcel status in real time. It feels like we have traveled decades in just a few months." The combination of upgraded infrastructure, connectivity solutions, and training ensured that employees were not just passive recipients of new systems, but active participants in the transformation. Employee experience. One of the most critical aspects of the change was how employees perceived the new systems. For decades, the postal workforce was accustomed to manual processes, paper registers, and face-to-face customer interactions. Moving to a digital-first workflow meant breaking habits that had formed over lifetimes of service. India Post designed its response with scale in mind. With a workforce of over 4.5 lakh employees, including nearly 1.9 lakh Gram and Dhak Sevaks, who form the backbone of rural delivery, building digital capability became the single biggest challenge. To meet this, postal training centers, PTCs, across Mysore, Vadodara, Darbhanga, and Madurai were upgraded into digital academies. According to official figures, by mid-2024, more than 3.2 lakh employees had completed structured digital training modules covering mobile applications, banking integration, and parcel tracking systems. The organization also introduced train-the-trainer programs where younger recruits offer more digitally fluent, coached older employees. This peer-based approach was critical in overcoming skepticism among staff who had spent decades in traditional systems. The rollout of 42,000 plus handheld devices for postal staff, especially in rural areas, reshaped daily work routines. Gram and Dhak Sevaks, previously limited to delivering letters and money orders, were now conducting Aadhaar-enabled payment transactions and updating parcel status in real time. In FY 2023-24 alone, India Post Payments Bank (IPPB) reported that its field staff facilitated over 1.2 billion digital transactions, reflecting how frontline employees had embraced their expanded role. A Gram and Dhak Sevak from Uttar Pradesh shared, "Earlier, villagers would ask me repeatedly if their money orders had reached. I could not give them immediate answers. Now, I check my device and show them updates instantly. This makes them trust me more, and I feel respected in my community." Employee morale was further reinforced by visible efficiency gains. Automated sorting hubs reduced errors in parcel delivery, dashboards simplified reporting, and biometric devices cut down on fraud in benefit disbursement. These outcomes strengthened the perception that technology was not a burden but a facilitator of better service. Gradually, as perceived usefulness and ease of use improved, employees moved from being cautious participants to active champions of change. A postal assistant in Kerala captured this shift well. "At first, I thought the machines would replace us. But then I saw how they reduce our workload and errors. We now have more time to talk to customers, which is the real value we provide." Customer experience. At the core of the modernization was the customer. India Post had long carried the image of slow and bureaucratic service. Changing that perception required visible improvements backed by technology and measurable outcomes. The introduction of automated logistics hubs cut parcel sorting times by up to 70%, bringing delivery speeds closer to those of private players. By FY 2023-24, India Post handled over 2,200 million registered and speed post articles and processed more than 650 million parcels, with the majority now trackable in real time through the upgraded system. Customers could monitor their consignments via mobile apps, receive SMS alerts at each delivery milestone, and even schedule redelivery attempts, features that aligned India Post with global logistics standards. The shift was especially visible in e-commerce. With India's online retail market projected to reach $150 billion by 2026, companies like Amazon, Flipkart, and Meesho deepened their partnerships with India Post. By leveraging its 1.55 lakh post offices and 4.5 lakh delivery staff, India Post became the largest last-mile partner for e-commerce shipments in India, particularly in Tier 2, Tier 3, and rural locations where private logistics firms struggled to scale. Financial services customers also experienced significant benefits. Through India Post Payments Bank, IPPB, more than 8.3 crore customers were on board onto digital platforms by 2024. Services like doorstep cash withdrawal, Aadhaar-enabled payments, and QR code-based transactions improved convenience for rural populations. The volume of digital financial transactions crossed 1.2 billion in FY 2023-24, showing how customers were rapidly embracing the new offerings. An e-commerce entrepreneur in Bangalore remarked, "We had stopped using India Post for parcel deliveries 5 years ago because tracking was poor and delays were common. Now, the delivery times are competitive, the tracking is real-time, and the pricing is unmatched. We are shifting a large portion of our logistics back to India Post." For rural customers, the transformation was equally significant. A pensioner in Bihar described how his experience changed. "Earlier, I had to wait for weeks, and sometimes I traveled to the district office to check on my money. Now, the postman comes with a biometric device and I get cash in my hand instantly. I feel like the government has come to my doorstep." These changes created a perception shift. India Post was no longer seen as just a legacy government service, but as a modern, customer-focused organization offering speed, transparency, and convenience while maintaining the trust and affordability it had always been known for. Leadership and governance. The transformation was championed at the highest levels of government, with the Ministry of Communications and the Department of Posts jointly steering the program. From the outset, the project was positioned not merely as a departmental upgrade, but as a national infrastructure initiative. In 2023, the government formally included India Post's modernization within the Digital India framework, ensuring alignment with national digital public infrastructure goals. Oversight was rigorous. A project management office, PMO, style monitoring system was set up within the Department of Posts to track progress across 23 postal circles. Each quarter, the Ministry of Communications tabled progress reports, detailing KPIs such as parcel delivery times, digital transactions, and network connectivity levels. By 2024, nearly 95% of departmental post offices had been brought online under the Core System Integration (CSI) project, up from less than 50% a decade earlier. Leadership also emphasized real-time decision-making. The rollout of digital dashboards allowed senior officials like Chief Postmasters General in each state to monitor district-level performance indicators daily. For example, delivery status, grievance redressal turnaround time, and transaction volumes could be viewed on a single screen, reducing dependence on paper-based reporting and enabling rapid interventions. Political leadership played a crucial signaling role as well. The then Minister of Communications publicly reiterated that the rupees 5,800 crore allocation was ring-fenced and would be shielded from bureaucratic delays in disbursement. This assurance gave confidence to vendors, technology partners, and employees that the transformation was backed by sustained commitment. The Chief Postmaster General of Maharashtra highlighted this shift. Earlier, decisions moved slowly through hierarchy. Now, with dashboards and digital reporting, I can monitor district-level operations in real time. It makes decision-making faster and more transparent. Governance reforms also included partnerships with technology providers under strict service-level agreements (SLAs). Automated hubs in Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore, for instance, were co-developed with global logistics technology firms to ensure adherence to international benchmarks. By combining strong top-down political commitment, robust monitoring mechanisms, and transparent reporting systems, leadership created a governance environment where modernization could not only be launched but also sustained at a scale unmatched by most public sector reforms in India. Processes and systems. Behind the scenes, India Post underwent one of the largest IT overhauls attempted by any government agency in India. The backbone of this modernization was the Core System Integration (CSI) project, which migrated operations of more than 25,000 departmental post offices onto a unified enterprise platform powered by SAP. This brought accounting, human resources, mail operations, and customer interfaces onto a single digital backbone, replacing a patchwork of legacy systems that had existed for decades. In logistics, processes were re-engineered around national sorting hubs and newly created 100-plus parcel processing centers. These hubs deployed AI and IoT-enabled automated sorting machines capable of handling up to 40,000 parcels per hour, dramatically cutting turnaround times. Routing algorithms were introduced to optimize delivery paths, reducing last-mile delays by 20-30% in pilot cities such as Delhi and Bangalore. On the customer side, the launch of the BhagPay app in 2021 and subsequent upgrades under the modernization program enabled real-time parcel booking, digital payments, and doorstep service requests. The Track Consignment portal, integrated with mobile apps, processed more than 300 million parcel tracking requests in FY 2023-24, showing the scale of adoption. Financial systems were also streamlined. The India Post Payments Bank (IPPB) platform was integrated with Aadhaar-enabled payment systems AEPS and UPI, allowing customers to access services with biometric authentication. By 20/24, more than 95% of post office savings accounts were digitized, and interoperability was achieved with mainstream banking platforms, enabling instant fund transfers through IMPS and NEFT. Cybersecurity became a major focus given the sensitivity of financial and personal data. India Post partnered with certain and leading cybersecurity firms to set up security operation centers, SOCs, and deploy multi-layered authentication systems. By 2024, phishing incident reports in postal digital systems dropped by nearly 40% year-on-year, reflecting improved resilience. The digital transformation extended even to governance processes. An online grievance redressal system was integrated with call centers and mobile apps, reducing average complaint resolution time from 7 days to less than 48 hours. Similarly, dashboards for internal monitoring allowed senior officials to track KPIs such as delivery timelines, parcel volumes, and financial transactions in real time, creating a culture of data-driven decision-making. The result was a set of unified systems and streamlined processes that could support India Post's multiple functions, logistics, banking, insurance, and citizen services under single, scalable digital architecture. This not only improved efficiency, but also positioned India Post as a modern, customer-first service provider. Culture and values. Perhaps the most profound transformation was cultural. For decades, India Post was seen as a traditional government department, hierarchical, process-heavy, and risk-averse. Shifting to a digitally driven, customer-first ethos required a deep change in mindset as much as in technology. Regular communication campaigns under the Ahak Seva, Digital Seva theme were rolled out to reinforce the message that modernization was not a threat to jobs but an enabler of relevance. Posters, training videos, and town hall meetings emphasized customer service, speed, and digital literacy as core values for the new India Post. Cross-generational collaboration played a visible role in shaping cultural change. Younger recruits, often with digital skills, were encouraged to mentor senior staff. By 2024, more than 85,000 younger postal assistants had formally participated in peer-to-peer digital learning programs, helping older colleagues become comfortable with mobile apps, biometric devices, and dashboards. This not only accelerated adoption, but also fostered a culture of mutual respect and teamwork. The cultural shift was also about moving from process orientation to customer orientation. Internal surveys conducted in 2023 showed that customer satisfaction scores for India Post improved from 67% to 82% within a year of the modernization rollout. Employees increasingly saw themselves not as clerks or delivery staff, but as customer service ambassadors responsible for trust and inclusion at the last mile. Recognition programs reinforced these values. Dhak Sevak Digital Champion Awards were introduced to celebrate rural postmen and women who drove digital adoption in their villages. In 2023, more than 5,000 field staff were recognized nationally, signaling to the workforce that customer-centric innovation was valued as much as compliance. A postal assistant in Kerala explained, "At first, I thought the machines would replace us. But then I saw how they reduce our workload and errors. We now have more time to talk to customers, which is the real value we provide." This cultural renewal also had an external dimension. India Post consciously repositioned itself from being just a postal department to a trusted partner in India's digital economy, aligning its values with national priorities of financial inclusion, e-commerce enablement, and rural connectivity. The emphasis on service, trust, and inclusivity, values that had always defined India Post, was now reframed through the lens of technology and customer experience. By embedding these shared values in daily practice, India Post succeeded in transforming not only its systems, but also the collective identity of its workforce, infrastructure, and resources. The financial commitment of 5,800 crore rupees was allocated not just to software and systems, but also to upgrading physical and digital infrastructure across the country. Modern parcel processing hubs equipped with conveyor belts, barcode scanners, and automated sorting machines were established in more than 100 major cities, including Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Hyderabad. Each hub was designed to process up to 1 million parcels per day, drastically improving India Post's ability to handle the surge in e-commerce volumes. In addition to central hubs, 190 plus regional parcel centers and 900 mail motor service hubs were refurbished to ensure seamless connectivity across districts. The Department of Posts also rolled out new delivery vehicles, including two-wheelers, vans, and even electric vehicles in pilot programs in Delhi and Bangalore, making last-mile logistics both faster and greener. At the branch level, over 1.3 lakh post offices were digitized with computers, printers, biometric devices, and network connectivity. Solar-powered backup systems were deployed in over 10,000 rural post offices in regions prone to power outages, particularly in the northeast and central India, ensuring uninterrupted service delivery. For the workforce, handheld devices became a key infrastructure upgrade. By 2024, more than 42,000 Gramin Dhak Sevaks were equipped with smart devices linked to India Post Payments Bank, enabling doorstep transactions, biometric authentication, and real-time tracking. This turned each rural postman into a mobile bank and logistics agent, bridging the urban-rural digital divide. Resources were also channeled into enhancing IT backbone and cybersecurity. India Post established two national data centers in Navi Mumbai and Hyderabad, along with multiple disaster recovery sites to ensure operational continuity. Cloud migration initiatives allowed real-time integration between logistics and banking operations, while state-of-the-art firewalls and security operation centers, SOCs, improved resilience against cyber threats. These investments weren't limited to urban centers. Under the digital advancement of rural post office for a new India, Darpan project, more than 1.3 lakh branch post offices in rural India were provided with low-power devices, biometric readers, and solar solutions to extend digital services to the remotest areas. By modernizing its infrastructure at every level, from automated urban hubs to solar-powered rural outposts, India Post ensured that its transformation was not confined to metros, but was inclusive, scalable, and future-ready. Outcomes and impact. Within the first year of implementation, the transformation began to show measurable results. Parcel volumes, which had been stagnating, grew significantly as e-commerce tie-ups deepened. In FY 2023-24, India Post handled more than 650 million parcels, a growth of nearly 18% year-on-year, largely driven by online retailers leveraging its unmatched rural reach. In fact, India Post emerged as the largest last-mile delivery partner for Amazon, Flipkart, and Meesho, handling up to 55% of their rural shipments. Delivery efficiency improved sharply. Average delivery times for speed post between metros dropped from 4.5 days to under 2.5 days, while complaint resolution times were reduced from a week to less than 48 hours thanks to digital dashboards and grievance portals. Customer satisfaction surveys conducted by the Department of Posts in late 2023 indicated that overall satisfaction rose from 67% in 2022 to 82% in 2024. Financial services outcomes were equally transformative. The India Post Payments Bank (IPPB) expanded its customer base to 8.3 crore users by 2024, with more than 1.2 billion digital transactions recorded in FY 2023-24. Deposits in postal savings accounts grew by 12% year-on-year as customers increasingly used digital platforms linked to Aadhaar and UPI for everyday transactions. Rural customers in particular benefited from doorstep banking. Over 70% of IPPB transactions in 2023-24 were carried out in Tier 2, Tier 3 towns and villages. The impact was also visible in financial inclusion. According to official reports, India Post facilitated the opening of more than 2 crore new accounts for unbanked citizens in rural areas between 2022 and 2024, making it one of the single largest contributors to India's inclusion agenda under the Digital India Mission. From a market perspective, India Post's competitive standing improved. Industry estimates from Redseer Consulting 2024 suggested that India Post's share of the Indian parcel delivery market rose from 12% in 2021 to nearly 18% by 2024, with the strongest gains in rural logistics. Private logistics executives acknowledged that India Post's mix of reach, affordability, and technology-driven reliability had changed market dynamics. The managing director of a major logistics competitor admitted at an industry forum, "We underestimated India Post. Their reach is unmatched, and with technology, they're now combining scale with efficiency. This changes the market dynamics completely." Perhaps most importantly, the transformation reshaped public perception. For the first time in decades, India Post was not seen as an outdated relic, but as a modern service provider capable of competing with global logistics players. It reclaimed its relevance as a trusted, technology-enabled institution at the heart of India's digital economy. The road ahead. Despite the progress, challenges remain. Ensuring consistent service quality across rural and urban areas, maintaining employee morale, and adapting to future technological disruptions will be ongoing tasks. But the transformation has laid a solid foundation. By embedding technology into every layer of its operations, India Post has positioned itself as not only a logistics and postal player, but also a critical enabler of India's digital economy. As one young postal worker in Delhi summed it up, "We are no longer just delivering letters. We are delivering the future." About the case author. Dr. KBS Kumar is an award-winning management author and educator with over 100 published case studies across business domains and more than 20 international accolades in case writing. A seasoned trainer and mentor, he has guided corporate leaders, academics, and students in mastering case writing and case-based learning, blending academic rigor with practical insights. Through the case verse, Dr. Kumar transforms real-world business events into engaging case studies, powerful resources for classrooms, corporate training, managerial development, and strategic thinking. Passionate about nurturing critical and analytical skills, his work bridges theory and practice, offering timeless lessons for navigating today's complex business world.